To exercise, where are we? 7, brochure, the brochure exercise. So now we're working in design with a little bit more complexity. We're not just doing a one-page ad, a single page thing. We're going to do something with folds and double-sided. We're going to do something that has a lot more text, it's a lot more complicated. We're going to be setting some paragraph styles and some character styles. We're going to be working with many images. So all of the criteria here is in this list 1 through 17, and I will show you all of these that we haven't previously done in previous exercises and previous demos. So right now we're just going to, in this video, we'll be setting up the document, setting up the margins, setting up some text boxes for headers and subheads, and doing some paragraph and character styles. Be aware that this little rough, I'll just close on this window, this little rough mock-up that I've created for you, thumbnail, is not necessarily how you have to design it, but it's just to give you a sense of how you might design it. So we can see here that we have a 4:9. It is folded. There's a single fold. This is the front. This is the back. These are the inside pages. And there's just a simple fold here down the middle. These large rectangles with the X through it mean that they're images. Likewise for here, these rectangles with a squiggly line means that these are larger areas of text. And then just the straight lines just mean regular text. And you have obviously all of the copy here and all of the information that needs to go on each section of the brochure. So the front's going to have the logo, the tagline, and you need to source an image. The center will have this other header, policymakers pay attention, the subhead, the copy, etc., etc. I've included areas where I want you to use bullets there, and draw boxes to kind of make a little form. So we'll go through all of that though in this exercise together. So the first thing that you need to do is let me just go up here so we have everything all the criteria. The first thing you need to do is go File, New, or Control N. And I'm going to uncheck facing pages because it will just confuse us, because this is not a book, this is just a folded brochure. And all you have to do is go 4, 5, 9. I'm pressing Tab to toggle in between each of the boxes that I can input into, if I keep toggling it. So just press Tab if you want to toggle to the next one, or you can just click on your mouse with your cursor. So I can either do my margins in my master page, or I can do it right here in my document setup. So we need 1/4 inch, so 1/4 inch is 0.25, and we need bleeds. So remember, bleeds are always 1/8 inch, so you can either type in 1/8 inch, and that would give you the 0.125 inch. And there you go, press OK. And then you'll just have this, press Tab to get my panels back. You just have this single page. And I think I've done the margins wrong. I can see that the top here is different than the bottom. So I'm going to fix that by going Layout, Margins. And I have, what were they again? They were supposed to be 0.25 all around. I didn't check the link. There we go. So now they are 0.25 all around, which they should be, which is 1/4 inch. So this is just one area or one section of the brochure. This would be the brochure, what it might look like when it's folded. So this could be the front, and then if I just click at the bottom here of my Pages panel, New Page, New Page, New Page. So in a brochure, this brochure, a simple folded brochure, we have 4 pages, but you don't want to design them just kind of stacked on top of each other like that. When you actually look at a brochure, you see the front, which will be this page 1. You see page 2 and 3, but they're next to each other. And then you have page 4, which is technically on this side of page 1, but it's hard to design it that way. So I always keep it separate. But what you want to do is you want to actually put this page 3 next to this page 4. But first you need to click on the fly down here. And you need to allow document pages to shuffle. Check, uncheck. Let's see if there we go. If we uncheck it, it allows you then to butt it up. So I'll do that again. It's Control Z to undo it. So just make sure that allow pages to shuffle is, see, if I have it checked, it won't let me move that page. It'll let me move it one after the other, but it won't let me butt it up next to that page too. So I want to go to the fly down here, uncheck allow document pages to shuffle. And then when I move that and see that little line comes up with the arrow pointing to it, and I see that little bracket next to page 2, so that's meaning that it's going to allow me to put it exactly next to each other. So then when we click on page 2, there we go, we have 2 pages next to each other. So if I zoom out a little bit here, pressing zoom tool and alt to zoom out, or option on the Mac, I can see I have my black cursor here, page 1, which would be the front, page 2 and 3 will be the inside spread, and page 4 will be the back. Press Command 0 to zoom in, make sure I'm on page 1 though. And what is going on here? We have different margins. So I've also done something wrong. I'm going to go back to the master and fix that. Yeah, I changed the margins on page 1 and not the master. My mistake. So I'm going to go back to make sure I'm on the master, and I'm going to go layout, margins and guides. Yeah, and just check the link. There we go. Now when I go back to the actual pages, yeah, all the margins are perfect. Now, because I'm getting a little bit nervous that something will happen to this, even though InDesign auto saves, it's always a good idea just to get into the habit of always saving your document at any stage that you kind of remember. So, you know, once every few minutes would be great. So I'm just going to go File, Save, and I'm just going to put this on my desktop to make it easy to find. And I'm going to call this last name, first name, and brochure. Okay, let's see what we need to do next. We need to add, let's do the front. So we need to add a headline, a subhead, callouts, and copy, but we can start with the front. So the easiest thing to do is just to scroll down to your PDF and get the tagline for Peace in the Environment. And I'm using my working InDesign file, but you can also do this on your PDF. So I'm just going to Command C for copy, or Edit C for copy. And toggle to my compressing Command tilde to get to my other window, or you can just go Window Complex. You can toggle between your if you have many documents open, or you can press Command tilde, which is that really little funny little wiggly line just below your Escape button. So now I'm going to make sure I have my type tool selected. I'm going to draw a box within those margins, and I'm just going to copy and paste, Control V, or Edit paste, sorry. I'm going to get rid of that. Oh, because I'm using it for my InDesign file, I have that as, I'm going to press text, I have it as a number, but you won't have that problem, so I'm just going to uncheck numbered. There we go. I'm just going to zoom out, Command 0. So I'm just going to select this text, go up to my A here, and I'm going to make it just much bigger. Maybe I'm even going to do 54 point and see, and then obviously affect the leading. I might even do 60 point leading. And I need to now, if I press Command and click on the text box, I can pull the text box out without actually having to go and click on my black selection tool. And it's still not giving me Command to expand, because that word environment is going to be much too big. Yeah. So I'm just going to, and there's still something a bit wrong here. I can see there's an indent. Go to my paragraph. Yeah, I can see I have an indent here because I took that, copied and pasted that text from another InDesign document. So I'm just going to toggle by pressing Tab, just get rid of all of that stuff. So it's much too big, so I'm going to 54, select it again, and just click down. So that's probably 39 point. And I'm going to Put my cursor there, press enter, and I'm going to select all and just maybe make it 54. Just play with it a little bit. What happened here? And I might just do something a little bit different with this, with piece. I might make that uppercase, and I might make this uppercase. And I might do something funny like make 4 much smaller, maybe 24 point. And the end, I want to make it 24 point. And the environment, just so you can see piece and the environment. And then I'm going to put that back up. And I'm going to make piece maybe, oops, 32. And let's see if this will also look good at 32. Yeah, something like that. I'm just going to fit frame to content. And I'm just going to drag this box in so it's not sticking out and looking ugly to me. So if I press W to kind of toggle in between preview and normal, oh, I might just move this up, change the lighting, make it a little bit smaller, change the lighting to 36 point, something like that. Now I can also, there's other things that I can do. I can select this, I can go into my paragraph here, I can center it, and then if I select it, make sure that I fit content to frame, and then I go into my align tool and I go align to page and I center it. Yeah, make sure that it's dead in the center. So now I'm going to add the logo. So I'm just going to go do a file, place, and locate the logo in your lesson 7 files. I have it in a different place on my computer, but it will be in the right space for you on your lesson 7 files. And I just forgot to do that, so I'm going to locate it. There it is, 2020 Vision logo. So there it is, my cursor just kind of loads up, and when I place it, there's the logo at full size. So again, I'm just going to go make sure it's aligned to page, and I'm just going to center it. And it's because it's a little bit not quite to the very edge of the drawing, and I'm going to center it again, and that might improve it a little bit. And I'm just going to make it a little bit bigger. So the way that I do that is I'm going to proportionately drag it and enlarge it by going Option, Command, Shift, and that's going to, no, you have to do it slowly, slowly, slowly. On the Mac, sorry, on the PC, it's just a Command and Shift. And that will just kind of proportionally drag it to the center. Now, I think this is a low res, so I can't, if I do a right click and display performance and I go high quality display, yeah, it's still going to be low res. I don't have the high res version anymore. So then I need to find an appropriate image on stock photography or Google, or sorry, stock photography or Creative Commons. But I just want to show you the difference between paragraph and character styles right now, because essentially we've created, or I've created, a different character type within a paragraph. So this 2 lines are considered a paragraph, but these are considered paragraph. In this case, it's a whole word. But what it means is that when I go to, because I copied this style from another application, I'm just actually going to, oops. What I'm going to do actually is go, just click on that or highlight that first word. I'm going to go New Paragraph, and I'm going to call this tagline. And I have to make sure I click on tagline. And see, it's going to think that What is going on here? I'm going to do that again, actually, because that's not the right way to do it, and it's kind of confusing because I copied and pasted that from another InDesign file, so it copied and pasted the paragraph style as well. So I'm actually going to do two things here. I'm going to do character style. No, I'm going to actually, first I'm just going to delete this one. Yeah, so I'm going to have to do it all over again. I remember that that's Museo Pro, or Museo 300. Museo Slab 300, and it should just hopefully, yeah, get back to where I want to go. I'm just going to delete this one I just created. So I'm going to select this first word and do a paragraph style, and I'm going to call it tagline, and click on tagline. I'm going to uncheck that, and I'm going to, see, yeah, I'm going to, now that I have this little X beside it, it means that something is wrong with the paragraph style. So the way to get around that is to do a right click and go redefine style. Yeah, and that gives me back to where I want to go. So when you have a mistake, when there's something wrong with your paragraph style, InDesign warns you and gives you by this little cross, and there it's telling you you need to either, I'm going to redefine, which means that I want every instance I see that paragraph style, I actually want to change it to the updated version that I just created, or I can go back to what the actual style is. So I can do two things. I can either right click and redefine. So if I change anything, if I turn this into a different color, and then go back, yeah, it will say, well, something's wrong, you've changed it. So there might be 50 instances of this paragraph style within this document, and instead of going into every 50 instances and changing them individually, I can go redefine style, and it will change every instance of that style within the document to the change that I made. Or you can go, oh, I don't like what I've changed. I can say, well, I've changed it, but I want to go back to it the way I had it before. So how you do that is apply tagline clear overrides, and it will just make the style exactly how you have it in this panel. But instead of doing that, in this case, actually, I do want to go apply that. Nope, no, sorry. I do want to go redefine. Oh, not back that one. There we go, redefined. There, that's what I want to do. And then, but I actually want to make these words within this this style. I want to make these uppercase. And then, but then again, I have this little error in here. So how I get around that is I make a character style. And character styles are used for words within a paragraph or one character within a paragraph. And you can do anything with this now. I can make this a completely different font. I can italicize it. I can do whatever I want to it. I can change the color, anything I want. I can underline it. But then when I go into character style is going to say there's this mistake. So I have to make a character style so there won't be any mistakes. So I just go select on the word I've changed, new character style, and I'm just going to call it tagline highlight. So when I click on tagline highlight, I go back to tagline paragraph style, no mistakes. And I can go here now to change piece, and press on the character style, and then the paragraph style error has gone away. Now, I don't want it yellow and underlined, but maybe I want it black. Let's see, do I want it black? And I don't want it metallic. No, I want it back to 300, but maybe underline's okay. So let's see what happens. So I've made some changes to my character style, but now there's this instance of this is the old one, and now this is the new one. So it's saying, again, there's an error that's showing up. So I have to get rid of that error by either saying, yes, this is the new one, I like that one, or no, I want to go back to the original. So I do want the new one, so the way I do that is go redefine style, And there you see that old instance of that character style has been changed. I'll show you, or I can go, no, I really like the new, I don't like the new one, go back to the old version. Oops, go back to the old version there. What's going on here? Yep. This is the right one. This is the old one. This is the new one. Right click, apply. There we go. It was being finicky. So that was what I had before, and I told it just to go back to what we had before, but in reality, I don't want that. I actually want that to be redefined. There we go. So that's what we want. So then find an appropriate image for this, this front cover of the brochure. Play around with paragraph styles and character styles, because in the assignment I want you to have at least 3 paragraph styles, so one for a header, subheader, copy. We did one for a tagline, so within the document you're going to have to do a paragraph style for the header and subhead in the copy. And then I want you to have at least 2 character styles. So just like we did here, you can either have it for a font variation within a paragraph. It could be bold, underlined, colored, etc. So play with that a little bit. And then in the next video, we're going to do bullet lists and check boxes.